welcome to
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything
Entertainment, yeah.
So, sis, you are up first this week. What you got?
All right, so I want to start off with this movie that I recently watched.
Okay.
And it's called Speak No Evil.
Oh, okay.
Now, I watched this on Peacock. You can also rent it on Amazon Prime. But let me go over the cast. So you have James McAvoy, plays Patty. You have Mackenzie Davis, who plays Louise Dalton. Her husband is played by Scoot McNairy.
Scoot.
Who is Ben Dalton. Their daughter is Alex West Leffler. Plays Agnes, their daughter.
Okay.
Patty's wife, played by Elise Francoisi, who's Sierra, and their son, Dan Ho, who is Aunt. Okay. Now, look, the cast is like maybe 20 people. No, I don't even think it's that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 15. So, now this is a horror suspense. I guess it'd be like a suspense thriller type movie. So this movie is about a family that's on vacation.
Okay.
And then they become friends with another family. Now the other family has a son named Ant. And he was born with a birth defect, so he can't talk. His tongue doesn't work. So he can't talk. And the daughter of the original family, the Dalton's family, Agnes, she becomes friends with the kid. And now, they're playing around. They're having fun.
Okay.
So they're on vacation. They're doing a thing. Then once the vacation is over, now all the families are at their homes.
Their prospective homes, yeah.
But then they get a letter from the family that's like, hey, from Patty and Sierra and Aunt.
Family they met.
Yeah, it was like, hey, our son, loved hanging out with your daughter. And, I want y'all to come to our countryside and hang out with us on the farm and blase, blase. The kids will have a great time. So, what they ended up doing was they ended up going. Okay. Now, the husband, Mr. Dalton, he has no backbone. It feels like he has no backbone. Like, he doesn't want to upset anybody. Like, he's a people pleaser. So, he is kind of like, every time the wife is like, okay, like, should we even go to these people? Yeah, because, we only met them, like, for, like, a weekend while we were on vacation. Right. So I was like, yeah, like, he was a really cool guy, I think it would be awesome. And, the kids like each other, so they'll be able to play with each other. They're gonna be a nice little vacation. So they're like, all right, cool.
Okay.
So now they are there at the house, and Patty is being weird. So Patty is like
the little girl.
No, Patty is the father.
The father.
Yeah,
okay.
The father, the countryside father. So he's like he's being weird. So like he says little snide remarks, and then he keeps getting after Aunt in like very aggressive ways. So it's like the kids do like a little dance routine, and he cuts the music off. He's like, Aunt, get on the beat. Do you not understand how to find the beat?
Yeah.
You should know this. And then plays the music again, and then it's like over and over and over again. And now the daughter's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
The father is like, no, come back over here. You're gonna do it, and he'll be fine. And then what is her name?
The wife.
Louise Dalton, Miss Dalton. She's like, don't talk to my daughter like that. Like, whatever. But there's some other things that had happened before then. So now Louise already feels some type of way about the family.
Yeah.
But the husband, Ben, is like, well, they're different than us. We're So she's like, we gotta go. He's like, do you think you're overreacting? She's like, no, we have to go. Like, we're not going to stay here while he's treating kids like crap. And it's a whole thing from there. So while that is all happening, then you start to find out more information as the little girl starts to find out information.
Okay.
So, like, you don't really see the kids a lot, but when you do see the kids, it's always like you can tell the aunt is telling Agnes something, but he can't talk.
Yeah.
So then,
how's he
he's trying to like, so he tries to write something. He doesn't even know how to write because he's like a little kid. So he doesn't know how to write. She's like, I don't know what this means. I don't understand it. But then what happens when Aunt's mother starts walking up, he takes a piece of paper and he eats it. So now it's like, the little girl is like, Mom, like, he's weird. And she's like, honey, you can't say that about kids. And she's like, no, something's wrong with him. Like, he's acting weird. And then Sierra, Aunt's mom, was like, come on, honey, well, come over here and let me help you with this and blah, 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 blah. And then the girl, like, looks at her mother and then gets up and, like, does whatever the lady asked her to do. And from there, that's where you're finding the meat of the story. That's where you're finding all of the gut-wrenching, scary stuff. But it makes it a great movie. It has, like, a M. Night Shyamalan type of...
feel to it.
Yeah. But it makes it a great movie. But it's like the things that lead up to it. Because when you find out what happens, you're like, oh, snap. Like, you think you know, but you have no idea. So it's like, yo, well, I can't say you don't. But I thought I knew, but then I was like, no, I didn't. It was something different. I mean, it was something similar, but totally crazy. Off the wall crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very, 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 intrigued. Yes, very much, I would say, for people to watch it, especially if you're into... like suspenseful thrillers where, like the music heightens and then,
Can
then
I, like,
nothing
fast
happens.
Forward through, like, now that you've told me a little bit, can I, like, fast forward, like, 45 minutes in? And
no.
Then, sorry.
No, I just because I spaced out the movie.
Yeah,
I spaced out the movie, and like you get the meat. Well, you get like little bits and pieces of information.
To the scary good part.
But it's like you get bits and pieces of the information, but you don't get it all. So you're like, what? What's going on? And then when you put it together, you're like, oh snap!
Got it. Maybe I'll watch that now.
So yeah, it is. I like it. It is good. But just know it's not for the faint of heart, okay?
Okay, got it.
This is a crazy, crazy movie. Whoever thought of this, whoever thought about this, I don't know if this is like based on any kind of true events or like, how Law and Order does, like this is not really what it's about, but it's basically loosely based on this. Right. So I don't know if it's anything like that. It doesn't say, but I mean like this could actually be a real thing that could happen. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Speak No Evil. Like I said, it's on Peacock, and you can also find it on Amazon Prime for rent.
All right, there you go.
What do you have, madam?
So, I have Subservience.
Subservience.
I can barely figure out how to say it on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet. I got it in my list.
Yeah, there you go. Well, then I'll go ahead and talk about it. So, like I said, it's on Netflix, and it has Megan Fox as the main character, Alice. She has a very Kim Kardashian like fakeness to her in this, and by fakeness I mean like facial structure or something, the lips and everything. Like I was like, oh, she looks so much more like Kim Kardashian than I've seen her look like herself. Is that how she looks now?
That's just how she looks now because she's done this to her face.
She's done this to her face to make her look like that. Okay, got it.
Started with Transformers.
I was going to say, I don't remember her looking this way in Transformers.
In Transformers, after that's when she started to get more lips injections, and now she's getting the cheek fillers and things like that.
So there you go. So that explains it. And that may be why she played such a good robot.
Maybe.
You know? Yeah. So I'll get into the storyline in just a second. So you had Michelle Maroney as Nick, and I think he goes by Michelle. It might be Michael. I'm not sure, but Maroney as Nick, who is the father/husband in this. You have Madeline Zima, who plays Maggie, and then other cast of characters, but they're the main three people in this movie. So, excuse me, Subservience is about a father who is basically trying to find, it starts off with him trying to find in a futuristic age a helpmate, a robot who can help with taking care of his children, for lack of a better way of saying it. And so he wants somebody who can like pick up around the house, clean, all that kind of stuff. So you start watching it, and he's going and looking at these robots at this like big convention center, right? That they're just doing some big event. And then his daughter goes missing. Like, she walks off, and he's like at this convention, like, oh my God, where are you, little girl? Where are you? I can't remember her name. Okay. Anyway, and so he finally finds her. And when he finds her, she is with Alice. And she's like, Daddy, can we keep her? Can we keep her? Like, I like this one, you know, because he wanted her to help pick out. So, of course, she picks this one that, you know, is like gorgeous and, you know, great, you know, person. So you kind of already see where this is going, right? So anyway, what ends up happening is that you later find out, because you don't find out initially, but you later find out that, wait a minute, he wants somebody to help out, not because his wife has passed away or anything like that. She needs a heart transplant. So she is in the hospital for months on end, just waiting for somebody to die so she can get a heart. Okay. And so that's that kind of story. So later you find out, like, oh, well, he's not a single guy who, if something happened and he hooked up with this robot, that wouldn't be an issue. Like, that would be a serious problem. Oh, and by the way, for your very sick and potentially dying wife. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you got that aspect to it, right? So anyway, what ends up happening, though,
she's like
is
a Stepford wife. That's what she looks like.
Well, for Megan Fox's character, for sure. And so what ends up happening is, so she comes to the home and she's doing things around the house. She's picking up, she's taking the kids to school. She's basically like a nanny for the kids, right? And so in the process of doing that, somehow, he wants her to watch a movie. So she's like, oh, yeah, sure. And he's like, well, you got to feel the emotion of the movie. Like, you can't just watch the movie. I think it was like a Casablanca or something like that. And so he was like, he basically told her, look, I'm going to power you down. Or she explained to him, if you power me down, I can reboot and then have the emotion to be able to watch this and like feel something, you know? So he was like, okay, fine. So I am your controller, you know, so therefore I am going to give you permission to have feelings and then boot you down. And when you come back up, you'll have the feelings to be able to watch the movie. Well, little did he know that that also would create her to have feelings, period. And that means feelings for him.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So therefore, it becomes this whole situation where she then starts to plot and scheme and do different things based on the fact that she starts to have feelings for him specifically, which includes, interestingly enough, her being able to, for example, for the kids, to comfort them, right? Which she's able to do because now she can feel when the daughter is missing her mom. Okay. She'll change the voice to sound just like the mom.
Oh.
So she can
She's
switch.
a super smart AI.
She can do that. So she'll switch it. So she'll read story time and the little girl's laying in the bed like to go to sleep and she'll read in the mother's voice. And he's like, don't do that. Like,
that's creepy.
Reading. And she was like, no, I'm just trying to do it because it makes her feel better. She doesn't feel, and like her heart rate goes down because she can like do the whole pulse check and all that. So she's like, her heart rate goes down. She feels more comfortable. I'm just trying to bring her comfort. I can bring you comfort as well if you like. Your heart rate is up and you have this going on and you have that going on and you're too stressed. And so, yeah, there's that thing. Okay. So it goes down that whole path of one part of the story being him, her, the wife getting the heart or not getting the heart. But then also just how this robot can be very, iRobot diabolical, right? Yeah. But then you have the other side of the story, which is because she is now has feelings. Mm-hmm. If she's in that mainframe of all these other robots, if she gets into it, maybe I should say it that way, what does that mean for all the other robots? And what can they do? And do they have to listen to their maker?
So this is our future.
So I mean,
it could possibly be with these droids that what's his name?
Elon Musk made those. Optimus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. So that's kind of how the storyline goes. So you're going down a plot line of the father with the robot and the kid and just how all of that stuff plays out. There's another storyline where it is the robots themselves and what that means. And then if you ever did have to possibly get rid of a robot, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you, how do you take it out? If you need to.
You have to take out the mainframe.
Is that it?
I don't know. That's what I was
I'm
thinking.
saying. But like, is that going to do it, or does that do absolutely nothing? Like,
It's something you got to sever. I don't know. It's got to be.
It's always a severance.
It's like if you got zombies, you got to sever the brain from the body.
Do that. You got to either hit it like The Walking
double
Dead.
tap.
You have to go with the knife into the brain,
Yeah.
or you're gonna have to. What is some other stuff that you've had
I feel
to
like it's
do?
just like you just gotta kill it.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe you have to stab some in the heart. I don't know, but yeah. So you got to figure out what the right thing is for that particular robot. So anyway, Subservience. That's basically the gist of the plot. I will say that if you were looking for it on, to watch, I wouldn't recommend it like you recommended that last one.
Okay.
I would say that looking at the 15,600 ratings that are on IMDb, it got a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, so I've noticed that all of
48%.
Megan Fox's movies are like that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, like she was that big actress, when she was a teenager, and now that she's gotten older, they're still trying to make her that big actress, but it's like, the scripts that she's getting is not.
Well,
it's not they're like B movies.
Yeah, but do you think that part of that has to do with the fact that there was all that drama that came out of her being like during that Transformer time and her with that? Oh yeah, there was drama with her and the director. Oh. And yeah, so she was kind of a persona non grata for a while, where nobody touched her and she wasn't in anything for a minute.
Well, was it her or was it the people? Like, is it like a what is that lady's name? Something McGowan? Is it like a Epstein? I mean, not Epstein, Weinstein type thing?
I can't recall what it was. I'll have to do some research and come back because I can't remember what it was. But there was definitely some tension. That's why she wasn't in any of the future Transformers and all of that. So
I mean, Shia LaBeouf wasn't either. So they kind of changed up Transformers after the first two.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I think yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah,
but,
they changed up the cast. I'm saying, like, they changed up the cast. It was no longer a Shia LaBeouf. But they did bring back some other people in the movies in the future from, like, the first few movies. Like, so, like, the ones with, what is the guy's name? Tyrese and Mark Wahlberg. Those ones do have some of the cast from the first one. But yeah, I don't know the whole story about that. But then also Shia LaBeouf was going through his stuff too. So could be a number of things.
Okay, so it says here that there was drama between her and Michael Bay. I was trying to remember his name. And so it said that it was, she said that Hollywood behind the scene practices can be morally corrupt. And that there was misogyny, was what she was saying, and that she was being they were making her character sexually exploitive. And she also felt like it was a dangerous set to work on. Okay. And so she got fired from the franchise.
So yeah, basically it sounds like,
yeah, it could have been like a Rose McGowan situation.
Yeah, like she's like, bro, you're trying to make me do all this stuff, and this is not what it was actually supposed to be. This is an action-packed movie, and now you want me to be running around in a bra and a thong? No.
Yeah, like who would be running around in a bra and a thong?
With Transformers running after us,
Exactly. So anyway, that's what
that you got from her.
But she did. Oh, here it is. It says that she was never assaulted or preyed upon by the director. Is what they were saying. So she clarified that.
So it wasn't the director, but it could have been other people in the cast.
I'm taking it that it was just the objectification of women in general and her role as it needed to be in this. Like she might have just been asking questions like, "Do I need to be undressed at this point? Like with hardly anything on? Like what is that contributing to the role?"
Yeah, and they're just
movie?
Like sex cells, like sex cells. So that's
you got a hot body.
Yeah,
take off your shirt. Yeah, leave on your bra.
Yeah,
yeah, or have on the bathing suit. Yeah. You just came from the beach.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to have on, and all of that kind of stuff.
Work on a car with overalls on, but have them halfway zipped to your waist, tie the arms around.
Put on some Daisy Dukes.
And no, I think that's what she actually did in it. Didn't she have on like overalls in one of the episodes? I mean,
I don't even remember.
I feel like she had on overalls with like a tank top or something like that.
She had a very low cut top.
Yeah,
I'm showing you now.
Yeah.
Like extremely low cut. So everything was extremely low cut. I do see that.
But then it's like, but also when you're doing a movie, if you know that this person is supposed to be sexualized, and this is the role that you're taking.
And she was in the first two. They said she was fired from the third installment, Dark of the Moon, whatever that one is, or Revenge of the Fallen or something. Oh, Revenge of the Fallen was the second one. But anyway, all right, so that's it. So that was what I wanted to talk about. Again, Subservience on Netflix. Netflix. I can't get it out. And Netflix. Netflix. And that's it. So watch it or not.
Watch it or not.
Yep. All right. What you got today?
I have a cute Christmas movie.
You scared me. Okay.
I have a cute Christmas movie.
So you don't like Christmas music?
No.
But you have a cute Christmas movie.
It's an action movie.
Okay.
It's a Christmas action movie.
All right. Well, there you go.
Shout out to Asaya for watching this with me. But this is called Red One.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I was going to watch that. Yeah.
So, Red One is, the cast is Dwayne Johnson, plays Cal. Well, his name is Callum, but he goes by Cal. You have Chris Evans, who plays Jack O'Malley. You have Lucy Liu, who plays Zoe. Mm-hmm. You have J.K. Simmons, who plays Nick.
Yep.
Which is Santa Claus. Yeah. A buff Santa at that. You have Bonnie Hunt, who plays Mrs. Claus. You have Christopher Heavejew. He was, if you ever watched the Game of Thrones, he was the, I don't know if he was what were they?
Was he on the wall?
No, he was the one who was in love with Brienne of Tarth.
Jamie?
The mountain dude with the red hair that was in love with Brienne of Tarth.
Tormund.
Yeah. So that's who he is, and he plays Krampus.
Yes, he was on the wall.
He was on the
wall with with Snow.
No, because I thought he was one of the other people that Jon Snow went to go hang out with his wife.
He was one of the people who was with who ended up being his wife. Right. Yeah.
You have Kiernan Skipka, who plays Grilla, who I did not know who Grilla was, but that is a Christmas witch.
Yeah.
And then you also have, give the main kid, Wesley Kimmel, who plays Dylan.
Okay.
I don't know if he's related to Jimmy Kimmel or not, but.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
You said it's called Red One?
It is called Red One. You can watch this on Prime. Oh, it also says it's in theaters everywhere. Huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So, what this is about is someone steals Santa.
Ooh.
And this deadbeat dad is the only one who can help find him. Mm-hmm. Now, the deadbeat dad is played by Chris Evans. Mm-hmm. So his name is Jack. So it starts off the movie, you're at the mall. You see all the stuff, people doing the hustle and bustle of Christmas time, but then you start to see people arguing with each other. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, The Rock is standing there beside Santa, and he's like you're like, oh, he's like an elf. He's not like an elf. Because he's looking, and he's like, and like he just can't stand parents.
The rain? No,
But yeah, he can't stand parents.
Okay.
So he's like, the kids, I love. Do anything for the kids.
Yeah.
The parents, not so much.
All right.
And then Santa's like, but you understand that these were the kids.
Yeah, they turned into.
Yeah, they turned into the parents, so we still have to like show them joy and cheer. Mm-hmm. And The Rock's like, yeah, I don't know about this. So, The Rock is actually Santa's bodyguard. He's the head of Santa's security.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, he's a bouncer, like.
No, I mean like the head. Like, I will kill you if you come over here and try to touch Santa.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, so some guy comes up and he was like, hey, to all my followers, come up here with the big man. Like, this is the stew, blah, 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 blah. And he just walks up. He's like, sir, you can't be up here. He was like, it's only going to take a few minutes. He was like, no, sir. There are a lot of kids who've been waiting a long time. Mm-hmm. you can't do that. And he's like, no, like, it's fine, blah, 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 blah.
It's for the gram.
Yeah, he's like, no, absolutely not. So then the kids come up, like, he ends up getting the guy away.
Yeah.
And the kids come up and, they're talking to Santa, and Santa's talking about the cookies that he likes. So they were like, we made you some cookies. And as soon as they go and hand him some cookies, the Rock grabs them, smells the thing, flips it over, looks at it. He's like, opens it up. Oh, chocolate chip is snickerdoodle. And Santa's like, I love snickerdoodle. That's amazing.
So he doesn't have to taste test them first to make sure they're not trying to kill
well,
Santa?
they don't show him eating
Okay.
the cookies. It was just like, he has the tin of cookies. There's nothing, it's not a bomb.
It's not a bomb. That's what's
So we
important.
know nobody's trying to kill Santa.
Nobody's trying to kill Santa. Got it.
Because
Why
he's
would
the
somebody wanna
only,
kill
because he's the
Santa?
only person who can bring cheer throughout the world.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Okay.
So, so now you have Santa, then you have his bodyguard. So now you're looking at it, you're like, oh, he's just a mall Santa. No, they actually get out, like, as they're leaving from, like, Santa's little post where he takes his pictures at. They're starting to walk, and people are like, hey, Santa, and they go and throw him stuff, and, like, the Rock is catching it. He's like, oh, it's a hot dog. Okay, yeah, you can have it. And he's just like, thanks.
Like,
It's like, all right, word, thanks. Like, he's like, this is the time of cheer. And he's like, yeah, our time is that we have to get you to the North Pole in such and such amount of time. So then he gets in the car, and then it's like they have like a whole what's it called? Not barricade. What is the thing called? Like when the president comes, motorcade.
Motorcade.
So he has like a whole motorcade of like vehicles.
That's not a mall.
But but it's like white SUVs. It's like white Suburbans.
Nice.
So then he hops in. So then Santa hops in, and he's like, "Hey, we got any milk up there?" He's like, "Sure do, big guy," and like gives him milk, so then he can have cookies and everything. So that's cute. So further along, this is like the first 2 minutes of the show. Then they get to the workshop. Actually, they don't get to the workshop. They get to the airport.
Oh, he has to get on the airplane.
This is the thing. Get to the airport.
Okay.
As they're at the airport, they walk into this big airport hangar, like airplane hangar. Open it up. The reindeer are ginormous.
What?
Like, if you were to be standing next to a reindeer, you would probably come up to, like, where its elbow joint
like
meets.
shin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, Santa comes up and he's like, hey, how are y'all doing? And
Rudolph.
then, he's like, hey, ladies, talking to the first two. And then the Rock's like, don't worry, I bought stuff for you. So he's throwing pretzels at them. And then Santa's finally like, hey, we gotta go. You said we had to go. We got a schedule. And he was like, okay. So then they get inside the sleigh. The sleigh is probably the size of a 747.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You have like these big, huge reindeer that look like the Clydesdales from off of.
Well, you have to in a way because you have all these presents you have to have on there. So
exactly.
Huge.
But I mean, like the reindeer are the size of the Budweiser Clydesdales times 2.
Oh wow, I love it. Okay.
So he's like, "Come on, ladies, let's go," and I'm like, "Oh." All of the reindeer are women. They're all females. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. So they're all females.
Go figure.
But then I was like, wait, do I have to do research and see if reindeer females have antlers? I don't know about that.
Female reindeers have antlers?
I don't know. I don't know about that. But anyway, he said, let's go, ladies.
With the Christmas cheer.
Yeah, he said, let's go, ladies.
Okay.
So, and then it was like, 2 big military airplanes take off.
Okay.
And when they do, now you see the reindeer. He's like, he says, Caravala or something like that. Mm-hmm. Something that Santa says that makes the reindeer go. So as they start.
Dragons spit out fire.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it was. But they're going, and then they're like, okay, red 1 clear for takeoff. So then you see the reindeer go up in the air, and then next thing you know, it's like light speed. It's like so the beginning. So sky. Like the beginning of Star Trek when like you see the spaceship come up, and then all of a sudden it's like they hit the light speed and they shoot off, and all you see is light. It was like that.
Warp speed.
Yeah, like warp speed. Yeah. So now they're at the shop. Walk in, boom, he sees his wife. Hey, what's up, Mrs. Claus? How you doing? Now Santa takes off his stuff. Santa is brolic, okay? Santa is Diesel.
Diesel. Him and The Rock, both diesel.
Yeah.
He doesn't need security, really.
But see, this is the thing. Santa has to be like that so he can keep taking care of all of the children and keep giving them toys and stuff like that. He has to take care of himself.
He's got to be healthy.
Because all he eats is cookies and milk.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got to work
And
out.
all the cookies that he's eating are like probably the size of my hand. Like when he holds one of them, it's like huge. That looks like, I don't even know. It looks like an elephant
eat any other
ear or
food
something.
other than cookies and milk?
That's all I've seen him eat.
Wow. I never thought about what else Santa would eat.
Yeah, exactly.
A steak.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Definitely not reindeer.
when they are at Santa's workshop, you see all the elves and everything, but then you start to see like Yetis. You start to see
unicorns?
I didn't see any unicorns, but there's like the elves, there's trolls, there's like every mythical creature.
You have to have gnomes.
I'm
It's
sure
Christmas.
there's some gnomes.
It's got to be gnomes.
Yeah, but but there's all the mythical creatures are
Ness
there.
Monster.
Not that far.
Not that far. Okay. Well, then we need water and it's cold. So yeah.
Okay. But so that is basically like the start of it. So now you're seeing everything that's happening in Santa's workshop, and like the main polar bear is like number 2 under the rock. Yes, I mean he's huge, and so Santa gets kidnapped. Once Santa gets kidnapped, they don't know how. There was like, anybody got eyes on Red?
Yeah, Red one.
Nope, don't have eyes on Red. Hold on. Well, no, I don't have eyes on Red. Anybody got eyes on Mrs. Claus? I'm here with Mrs. Claus, but she's not with Red. And then he's like, such and such, see if you can find him right now. So then he goes, and then it's like, we don't have him. And then by the time they get there, they see that somebody had cut a hole in the top, went down and taken out Santa. Yes.
Head of security's in trouble.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the head of security's in trouble,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
You can't let Santa get kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if it was like his own time for him to be by himself, like he could have been on the toilet. On the toilet. Yeah. He could have been using the bathroom. It's like, if they're coming in from the ceiling, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah. So when they find out, they're like, okay, so we need to get some information about who took Santa. So now they have 2 companies. Well, they have the ELF, which is the Rock's team.
Okay.
Which is the Rock's, his security team. They actually have Mora, which is the Mythological Oversight and Restoration Authority. And they protect and secure mythological worlds. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So they're working together. Lucy Liu, who plays Zoe, is the head of Mora.
Okay, gotcha.
So now you have Cal, who's the Rock, and Zoe talking to each other like, we have to find out where he is. And she's like, yes, okay, this is the last information we have. But then also the trolls are working on it to see what information they can find. So the trolls come on, and the trolls is so funny because they make the trolls into computer geeks.
Oh.
So they're just like sitting behind computers, just like nasty and filthy because that's what trolls are. So like they're like one of them comes up and he's like in the camera, he's like eating chips, and as he's eating them, they're falling out of his mouth while he's talking, and the other troll is just kind of like brushing it off of his shoulder. And they're just like, yeah, we think that it's the wolf. And Zoe's like, oh, not the wolf. And he's like, the wolf? Who's the wolf? Then they go into Jack's whole timeline. So Jack is the deadbeat dad.
Got it. Okay.
So now we're back on Earth. We're on Earth. So the deadbeat dad is actually like, he is a person who finds people. That's his whole job.
Like a private eye.
Yeah, but like a private eye, but like better.
Okay.
Like a private eye who's also James Bond, I guess. Yeah. So like he's following this one lady. She's out doing yoga in the park, and her back at like where she's at doing it. It's a group. It's a class. Yeah. And he's standing at the gazebo, and he's like, yeah, I'm on a mission right now. Like, I'm trying to get this information. And somebody's like, yeah, well, we need this information stat. I need you to find out where this person is, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And he's like, okay, I'll let you know once I'm done with this one. He goes and starts a fire. Does all this stuff to distract people so he can go and find the information about this one person and then leaves. But he is such a bad guy that he goes over and he sees the little kid eating a lollipop. He's like, what are you looking at? And the kid's just like looking at him. And then you see him walk away. He puts his sunglasses on. All the people are trying to put the fire out. And then he puts the sucker in his mouth. The kid is a baby. It has to be a 2-year-old maybe.
He took from a baby.
The candy from a baby. So you know what that means? He's on the naughty list.
Yeah, he's naughty.
So now you have, and they call him the wolf.
Okay.
So now you have the wolf who is on the naughty list, who is supposed to help find Santa. So now they're like, okay, they go to his apartment, they find him, and once they get him, they take him to the North Pole. He's like, where am I? They're like, you don't know what you did. No, they said, do you know what you did? Who are you working for? He was like, I work by myself. I don't know anything. They're like, no, who are you working for? You're going to tell us because you know what you did. He was like, lady, honestly, I've done about 12 different things right now. I don't know which one you're talking about. And then she's like, oh, you really don't know. And he's like, look, he said, everything that we do is code word. It's encrypted. I don't know anybody. We just work with different messages. And, you know, it's that like, we don't know each other. We don't hear each other's voice. Mm-hmm. So then she was like, okay, well, if you can find him once, you can find him again. Boom, grab him. So then they take him, and now he's with The Rock, and The Rock is like, I'm going to beat the crap out of him until he tells me where Red is. And he's like, bro, I don't know. Yeah. He gets the polar bear to come over and grab him and gives him a bear hug. And he's like, okay. He puts him down. He was like, I really still don't know, but you don't have to kill me. I will help you all. Like, you don't have to crush my ribs. I'll help you all.
Yeah, because he does it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as this is happening, so now he's seeing, like when he gets to the spot, Mora spot, he's like looking around. He's like, what is that? He sees this big horse that's shooting fire out of his mouth. Big black like stallion shooting fire out of his mouth. Then you see a guy walking with handcuffs on, but he has no head. And he's just walking, and then
Headless Horseman.
That's exactly who it is. Then then you see them walking with a box that has a pumpkin head that's in flames. And he was like, you want to explain to me who that is? She was like, oh, that's the Horseman. He said, the Headless Horseman?
And that's what
and she was like, yes, mythological creatures. Like, this is what this is how we protect them. And he was like, okay. So then he was like all in from there.
Got it.
But he's still a deadbeat dad, so therefore his baby mama is trying to get him, or his ex-wife, I don't know what it was, but she's trying to get him to be a better dad, and he's like, look, I have more important things going on, like, the kid is better off without me in his life. I have other things going on. I've never said I could be a good father. He already has a stepfather who's like wonderful, has a great job, takes care of him. I want let him be with him, but then also the kid's like, but like, bro, you're my dad, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
So it just goes from there. So now they are going all around trying to find out where Santa is. Now, the wolf, Jack, aka Jack, he's like, all right, look. I find out some information about the people who took Santa. This is where we can go to. They go to like this beach in like, I don't know, Cambodia or something. I don't know where it's at. Get there, see Nick Kroll, who is an actor, and he plays like he plays the middleman basically. And he's the middleman for Grilla, who is the Christmas witch, and the wolf. He's like, wait, you're the wolf? And then the guy Jack was like, yes, I'm the wolf. He was like, well, I don't know any information. This lady, like, she's the one who tells me what to do, and I just give the information out. He's like, I'm the middleman. And The Rock's like, that's not good enough. I don't like it. You need to tell me some information. And he's like, okay, I can't say her name. And then The Rock's like, write her name in the sand. As soon as he writes in the sand, Jack's stupid self says, Grilla? She can hear her name. Whenever you say her name, she can hear it. She can spell herself there. Now she's taking over Nick Kroll's body.
Oh, gosh.
And she's talking to Cal because she knows Cal. And then she's like, oh, yeah, Cal, you're the head of Santa security and blah, 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 blah. You think you're going to get him, but you're never going to get him. He's here sleeping and he's content. And I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do with Christmas. Now, Grilla's whole thing is that she has these snow globes. And she and Krampus used to date.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know the backstory, Santa and Krampus are brothers.
I think I remember
that's supposed to be like the backstory from like way back then, like Germany or like that side of the Europe. And so Santa had his list. I have my good list. And then he was like telling his brother, hey, just let me know who like is the naughty ones, and I'll keep, I want to make sure that I give the good kids their stuff. And then Krampus started to keep a list of the naughty ones, but then he started to do things to the naughty kids. Santa was like, no, I'm not having that. I got to take the naughty list from you now. And now you have to just go out and just do whatever you want to do, but you are not in with me. We're no more yin and yang.
Got it.
So they go to Krampus, try to see Krampus, be like, yo, trying to figure out what's going on with your brother. And he's like, I don't have him. But you know what? While you're here, y'all can go ahead and go to prison because I don't know how you broke in here in the first place and you tried to steal some gold. So now y'all go. Now they're fighting their way out. So there's a lot of action, fighting and stuff like that.
How far are we into the movie now?
Maybe about 30 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this. I feel like I have all the spoilers I need.
No, there's no spoilers. It's a Christmas movie.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying. Well, I mean, we know Santa got kidnapped.
Yeah. You know Santa got kidnapped.
I think you even know that from the trailer, probably.
Yeah.
And so, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, there's a lot
but the
going
thing
on
is, it's like while it's happening, like you know some backstories about some of these characters, but then like
a lot of the
Krampus
stories sounds
and
like
Christmas
they're explaining the characters and helping you to get the history behind the people around Santa Claus.
So that's what all of that is. But then you just have to figure out why Grilla is trying to do what she's doing with the snow globes, and with the snow globes, it is horrible what she ends up doing with them. Like she's basically just like you're a horrible person and you're on the naughty list. So now you get the snow globe and see what happens to you. So now the rest of the movie is them trying to get Santa back, trying to fight Grilla, fighting with Krampus. Also fighting with Grilla's sons, because apparently she had like a whole bunch of sons that work for her that are like her footmen. And the crazy thing is Grilla is actually played by like a teenager. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yes. If you've ever seen I think she's in the new Buffy movies.
I haven't watched any of them.
I think she's in the new Buffy movies, but yeah. But I like how it ties it all in, but it's a Christmas movie. It's a family Christmas movie, so it's going to be a pretty bow at the end.
Of course.
For the holidays. Because every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. So you're going to know what happens at the end, for the most part. And that's and that's fine. But it's just the whole thing of being able to sit down and watch it with kids, because especially if you're watching it with kids who are into knowing different stuff about different mythological beings, creatures, or whatever. And then them knowing about Santa, seeing how Santa's whole workshop is created, seeing Santa go from house to house to deliver gifts. He has this thing that makes him super tiny.
I love it.
He's like Ant-Man. Push a button, he's tiny. Push another button, now he's down the chimney and in front of the tree. Push the button.
So the gifts get small, everything gets small.
Takes the gifts, holds them in a hand like dice, rolls them out, pushes a button, now they're huge gifts.
I love it.
Yes, because the
always wonder.
Because the whole thing is how is he really Santa? How is he gonna go and hit
I used to ask
everywhere
all the time. Were we leaving the front door open because we
warp
didn't have
speed?
a chimney?
Yeah, warp speed.
But if you didn't have a chimney, then what?
Well, you had a fire in your chimney.
Wait, yeah.
If you had a fire.
I mean, that's what I meant. It would just be, I guess, if you have a fire in it, or you had a wood burning stove.
Exactly.
How does Santa get in?
How does Santa get in apartments?
What do you do? Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Water pipes, I'm guessing. I don't know. But
but
that's what I would think.
Awesome.
But but he's like Ant-Man. You push a button, boom, you're tiny. Push another button, you're big again.
Okay. Sounds
so
great.
I like it. It's a cute movie. It has a lot of action, but it's not anything to where you can't watch it with little kids. So I would say you could watch it from ages 8 up until whatever age, until adults basically.
Okay. Because
it's not curse words or anything. There is one time that you think that Jack is going to say a curse word, but then they cut it. He's like, what the and then it cuts. Yeah. So, but it is a cute movie. It was very enjoyable. It's always going to be a happy ending. But I do like how they made it Christmas is a mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Christmas is a mission. And
they have this covert task force. To
and it's like, but it's crunch time because it's Christmas Eve and Santa's already supposed to be on the move.
Yeah, and he's not even
here. So what do we need to do? How do we need to do this? So it's like it's like seeing the president got kidnapped and everything that we have to do before he gets to State of the Union address. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's cute. I like it. Like I said, it is called Red One. It is on Amazon Prime. Definitely check it out. It's also in theaters. But yeah, it is definitely a good Christmas family movie that you can watch. Yes.
So I have a TV show on Netflix called The Man Inside.
The Man Inside.
I was going to say The Man On Side. The Man Inside. Okay. And it is starring Ted Danson. Yes. So he actually plays a character named Charles. You have his daughter, Emily, played by Mary Elizabeth Ellis. You have his fake daughter. I'll get into that in a moment.
Okay.
Who's Julie, but she's played by Leah Estrada, which I wonder if she's related to Eric Estrada.
I was thinking that. Eric Estrada.
We have Stephanie Beatrice, who plays Dee Dee. Sally Struthers. When was the last time you saw Sally Struthers?
I don't remember the last time I saw Sally Struthers.
Other than All in the Family.
Yeah.
Yes, so I love her in this. She plays Virginia. You have John Getz, who plays Elliot. You have Laura Tan Chin, who plays Susan. She is the one who played Awkwafina's grandmother.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's hilarious.
The lady, the
little short
Asian lady. She was also on Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah, she always reminds me of what's his name, like Gilbert Godfrey or whatever.
Yeah,
the way she talks is just so crazy.
Sure.
So yeah,
you sound just like her.
I know, right? I love it. You have Clyde Kasatsu, who plays Grant, and that's probably the main characters. You do have Susan, who plays Gladys. I'll talk about her too. So anyway, this has I can't forget this last person, Margaret Avery, who plays Florence, who played Suge Avery in The Color Purple.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. I did see that. Aren't they friends? Gosh. Isn't she friends with Sally?
She's friends with Sally Struthers' character.
I think the last time I saw Sally Struthers was in that show with Captain Picard. What was that show with Captain Picard?
I don't know.
Yeah, but she was like his manager or something like that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So the premise of the story is that you have Ted Danson's character, and he is basically a guy who is a widow. His wife passed away, and once she passed away, he's just been like floating around. He has no purpose. He's just like waking up. He's taking a shower. He's pulling his nose hairs. He's getting dressed. He's doing stuff. He walks out. He reads a book or a newspaper, and he goes back to bed. Like, that's his life. So his daughter is like, Dad, you need to have a hobby or something, because you are just like sending me newspaper articles about random things, and it's kind of weird and ridiculous. And so what ends up happening is that this private eye, she finds out from this guy that his mother's jewelry was stolen from a nursing home. So he's like, I want somebody to find out what's going on. I know that they're trying to hide it. Somebody there stole her jewelry. And so he is this type of son, though, that does not spend time with his mother. He is just like, nope, I'm not going to deal with her. Like, she's at the nursing home for a reason and all of that. Oh, okay. So he's never visiting, nothing. So anyway, so the private eye says, well, I got to find somebody old enough to go into a nursing home that can still communicate with me with technology, because you can't have old people in a nursing home and then I'm needing you to be covert and to say certain things to me and you're not engaging, right? Okay, So therefore she puts something in like Craigslist or out there somewhere so that all these old people can come into her office and kind of get a casting call for them to be able to join her covert operation in this nursing home. So you have these old people and they're just like looking at the phone. She said, okay, I want you to take a picture of something in my office and text it to me. And they're like, okay, what do you want me to take a picture of? She was like, anything. You just pick a thing. And he's like, all right, where's my camera on this phone? And they're like,
God,
no. Okay, bye. Like, next.
Yeah.
So then you get the next person, and they're like, oh, are you trying to send me the picture? Like, I gave you my phone number. Are you trying to send a picture? Oh, no, I got caught up on this picture of the rabbit jumping around on the, whatever. Oh, but you want me to send you? No, she's like, next. Okay, so she finally gets Ted Danson to come in there. And he's talking to her while he's taking the picture, texting it, doing all this, talking about whatever, and theory of this, and da-da-da. And she was like, whoa, wait a minute. Did you actually just send me the picture? And he's like, yeah. Why? You asked me to. And she was like, you're hired. She walks to the door and says, go home.
Everybody else go home. Yeah.
Go home. I got my person. So she was like, this is what I want you to do, right? She's like, she asked him, first of all, how was he able to do all of this? And he was like, well, my daughter and the grandkids, we text all the time. And I used to be a professor and the students, and she was like, perfect. So she said, here's the situation. I need you to go into a nursing home. I need to pretend to be your daughter.
Okay.
And you're going to go in there and covertly try to find out who stole this woman's necklace. It's like some family heirloom.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, goody. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Invigorated, right? So he moves out into this nursing home. Does he tell his daughter? Absolutely not.
Why would he tell her that?
Why would he tell his daughter, right? So what he does tell his actual daughter is that he is out on a retreat that is like a gardening workshop retreat.
Because in his mind, he's probably part of the CIA. I have to keep quiet. This is a mission for me.
And he is so into it too. Yeah. So she's taking him through all these boot camp protocols. Like, okay, we're going to walk along the pier and I want you to take a picture of those people without them knowing that you're taking a picture of them, right? Like just covertly snap a picture. They're not going to see you, whatever. By the time it was all said and done, they like, oh, you want me to take a picture of you? Because you're trying to get that picture over there with that stuff behind us, right? And the woman's looking like, they obviously knew you were trying to take the picture. Next thing you know, she's taking pictures of them. He's saying, but this is my daughter, Julie. And and she was like, so they knew you were trying to take a picture because obviously they got into the picture, So then they kept doing stuff. And he was like, finally, I'm ready. And she was like, no, you ain't ready, but we ain't got much time. So
But I mean, also he's an old man. So if you see an old man with a camera in his hand, and he's looking confused. It's like, oh yeah, hey, you need help.
He literally could have just done like this, acting like he was confused, and took the picture. And nobody can see what I just did, but y'all get the drift. Yeah. So anyway, what ends up happening is he moves into the nursing home. First person he meets is Dee Dee. So she's the one who runs the nursing home, and in the process of meeting her, Sally Struthers walks up. And she's like, ooh, you're tall. And he was like, yes. And is that your real hair? Yeah. And he's like, yes, it is. And she's like, okay. And they're like, oh my God, Sally, stop flirting. Like, go to your, go to your room. Yeah. So anyway, when he moves in, he is like the talk of the nursing home.
Because he's the new spry guy.
He's the new cup of
cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe in the nursing home. And you know what they say about these nursing homes now?
They are a cesspool for STDs.
They are definitely an area where people are getting it on.
Yeah.
And so
promiscuous.
There's some
housing. That's what we should call nursing homes. Promiscuous
things
housing
that are going on. Oh, I forgot to tell one other person, Calbert. He is Stephen McKinley. He is the guy when we watched Madness. That was the one that kept helping out Colvin DeBingo's character, the older guy. The older guy who had his shop and they kept hiding in the back and all that.
The older heavyset black guy.
Exactly. So he is in this too as Calvert. So what ends up happening is that Ted Danson and Calvert become good backgammon friends. Okay. So they're playing backgammon and hanging out together and all that. You have Sally Struthers, who's really good friends. Well, I guess I should call her by her name, but I forgot what it was already. Virginia is really good friends with Florence. They are hilarious.
I about to say they look like they would be hilarious. I think I saw a clip of them walking around through the store or something like that.
Oh my God, they danced through a store.
Yeah, dancing. That's what
they would not gang up on Ted Danson's character Charles, but they would just be like, "Oh, Charles, come sit with us, Charles," blah blah blah, and then just laughing and joking and having an amazing time. You had where
are they the it girls?
They are kind of the it girls.
The it girls of the promiscuous house.
well, not all that. They're trying to make love connections between some people that work there.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
like doing all that fun stuff. Then you have Susan's character, who is Lori Chin, and she is just like, I'm the president of the association, so therefore you all do exactly what I tell you to do, and you respect me. And
You
she's
sound just like her. It's so crazy.
so she is hilarious because she is the president. They're having these things of like, who's going to be the vice president? So of course Ted Danson, gets nominated. Of course he has haters because there's other older gentlemen there who are like, hey, you're encroaching on my territory.
Yeah, these are my
with
ladies.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know why she said, look, she's my ex-wife. Why are you trying to get in with my Virginia? So it's so much stuff going on. And the whole time, Ted Danson just has to find out who stole the necklace. And in the process of that, other things start getting stolen. Oh. So then you're just like, what's going on? And some of the things that are getting stolen are showing up in his room.
Oh.
So then it's like, who's trying to set him up? Because it's not him.
Yeah, it's not him because
he's
the
there
stuff
trying
was,
to investigate
and
it.
the stuff was already stolen before he even got there.
Right. Some stuff was stolen before he got there. So then you're looking and you're like, okay, is it the orderly that works there? Is it Dee Dee, who is the head person? Is it another person who is, a person who's staying at the facility?
Yeah.
And these facilities aren't cheap. So therefore everybody's like, why would a person who has enough money to stay at this facility be stealing other people's stuff? It just doesn't make sense, right? And so finally, though, Ted Danson's daughter does come and is like dead.
Out.
Well, she just said that she realized with him being at a gardening retreat that she was like, oh, I should purchase him some gardening tools. Oh. So let me go ahead and find out where he is. So when she called a certain place and they were like, oh no, he forwarded all his calls to this place. And she was like, and then I realized it was like a retirement community. So then I said, I gotta show up here. And then when she showed up, she couldn't be his daughter. She had to be somebody else because
the other lady's
his
daughter.
So then that made Dee Dee, who is the head of the whole thing, kind of suspicious because when she wrote her name in as a guest, she wrote her name in as her name, not knowing that her father had somebody else being the daughter.
Yeah.
So then she's like, so who are you again? And she's like, I'm his niece and da-da-da, dee-dee-dee. So she's like trying to play it off. But she is nervous for her father. She's excited in a way that he's out of the house.
Yeah, he's busy and doing
She
something.
does not like the fact that he is doing this PI investigative work.
It's a covert operation.
She's like, if something is going on and you're getting ready to catch somebody, who's not to say somebody might not turn on you, try to hurt you, so that you're not putting them in jail, So she's nervous about that. And then she has to also contend with the fact that this other Emily is there being her. So the two of them end up meeting. So it's this great, when I say there were parts of this that I bust out laughing, and I don't laugh at a lot of stuff, so I bust out laughing at some parts. Some part I found myself tearing up. Oh, okay. Because it's an old folks home, so everybody doesn't live.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So you're just like, oh my gosh, so those kind of things happen. And then just knowing that this whole time Ted Danson is making all these wonderful friendships and relationships, but at the same time, he knows that he's there under false pretenses. Yeah. So therefore, at some point, he's going to have to reveal what's going on
and who he actually is.
Hopefully when he finds the person who's taking everything. And then in the process of doing that, how many people are now going to be like,
I don't even want to talk to you. I can't trust you. You've been lying to me this whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like this interesting, intricate roller coaster of emotions. And how does he feel? Like, now you're not going to be here with all your friends. Like, this has been your home, and he was only there, I think, for like 30 days or something, but it's like, this is your home. So it's just a really kind of feel good, heartwarming show that I really liked. When I say binged it, because it's only 30 minutes an episode.
Okay, yeah.
So when I binged it,
it was
like
me with the sticky.
Yes, it was 1 through 8, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, and it went so fast that I was just like, "It's over."
Yeah, because it's probably like 24-minute episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was so good. All of the characters did such an amazing job in their roles. Like, it wasn't any bad actors at all. Like, everybody did a phenomenal part. And I just really enjoyed it. It like
Oh,
put a
good.
little, smile to my face.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
I like that.
I liked it. So, and it was funny too, just because it's like, you have this more, let's say, seasoned cast. So I'm sure that's why the acting was so good, because people have been doing this acting for years.
Yes.
So therefore, it was really good to just see all these seasoned actors like really playing that part.
And you know what? I wonder if Grace and Frankie, when they came up with Grace and Frankie, if that was the beginning of having more shows with older actors.
It makes you wonder.
Because they even had in one of their episodes, it was talking about how people who are older, they how I saw it was like they were trying to make it like it's it is like a metaphor.
Okay.
So it's like people who are older, the bank does not give loans to. And I'm like, why? It's like, because
you're not going to live long enough to pay it back.
Like, we don't know if you're going to live to pay us back. So I wonder if it's the same thing with TV shows and movies. It's like, we don't want a lot of older people, because then that's going to, if something happens to you, then we have to rewrite everything.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, look, Jamie Foxx was in something and something happened, and he wasn't,
Martin was
80,
in something
90,
and something happened,
so you just have to, not age discriminate.
Exactly.
All you need to do is not age discriminate. But I do remember this. I remember they had that other nursing home show with David Allen Greer in it. That one had Vicki Lawrence and David Allen. That one was good. It was on the CW.
Okay.
So that was funny. So, I mean, there are more shows that are coming out that are having older actors in it.
Okay.
And I think that that's great, because, they used to be put to the pastor at like 40 or something. They'd be like, you're done. You're done. Yeah. If you can play somebody's grandmother, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
And now it's like,
why are we going to do that? Because now we have younger people. Like, also, like, the grandmother parts of a lot of movies is like, she's sitting there in the chair. Hey, how are you? Then that's it. It's no action-packed grandmas.
No, this is true. But this was really, really good. And Ted Danson did a fantastic job with this. And the same people who created The Good Place created this too.
Okay, so that makes sense.
It makes sense. I think maybe they did Parks and Rec. I can't remember. But so anywho. But that is what we have this week, everybody, for
Sestra-Tainment.
Have a wonderful week. And we will talk to you again soon. Bye.